Hey everybody, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And we're back showcasing the brand new set that just came out this week. It's a super cool set called the Underworld of Secrets in the Hero Cluster. It's the second set of that cluster, and it's a whole lot of fun. It's a wild set, and you know, we're here doing set review. That's what we do every time a new set comes out. We're a little late on this one, but that's because the holiday season and everything like that went down. So, you know,
Wrong. Yeah.
it is what it is. So we're here. So just make sure you check it out. But if you're not joined us on one of these, it's a little different. We're gonna just do a chill like talk through. But we're gonna go over the cards and what they do and what they're used for, and then we're gonna give like a rating on what we would use it in, whether it's limited or constructed
Or nothing at
or
all.
not at all, because some cards are just not usable.
That's just how they do.
Yeah, I mean it's a card game. You have cards like that. But really it's just kind of chill. Down below you'll get timestamps of each color when we go to each color, and then otherwise we're just gonna talk about them. But before getting into it, guys, remind you that we do have a Patreon. It is down below in our comments as well, and you can definitely check out all the fun stuff there and get access to all of our videos early.
If you're excited about the new set and you want to build a deck, we actually have a Force of Will deck builder app called FoW Grimoire. We made some new changes to it. Let us know how if you like them or not. And yeah, just make your decks. You get 2 free decks, and if you want to have unlimited access, it would be just a little payment for Android or Apple as well.
And show us those decks, it'll be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's delve into it. The Underworld Secrets, here we go.
Let's go.
So, first ruler we got is our girl Refrain, resident of the Wanderer's Castle. So for those that don't know lore, they're back. Reflect and Refrain are back. They are the tag team rulers. There are one set of them. And that is really all this ruler does on the front side. Is be tag with Refrain or Reflect. So hey, cool, tag rulers.
We'll get there.
Yeah, the reason we're not going over the back side is because they have weird mechanic. We'll get to
The
it.
contract, yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
So next one is Mysterious Messenger. Is a Moonchild, the red one. It has the bond, of course. Rest a recovered magic stone you control. Produce a red or blue. Play this ability only once per turn. So it filters out, which is amazing. And God's Art, Assistance the Mysterious Moon. You pay 0. You may search your deck for a fire or water metal life form resonator with total cost 1 or less. Reveal it and put it in your hand. And if you do shuffle your deck, this will only work for that resonator or J ruler. Or that ruler in general.
Yeah, or any kind of metal life form. You can be tricky and put it in a deck and not really need it. Just be like, I need a metal life form. I get it.
I need this one.
But I mean, you can't.
But we'll get over them and we'll see. I've never seen any of the set really. So
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. Next up is Child of the Ethereal Moon. It is a blue moon child for the set. Possession, it's got bond. Its possession is EX +1. So your EX possession area gets +1 area. And then you rest a stone, you add a blue or black. Only once per turn. God's Art, Spirit of the Ethereal Moon, banish a resonator, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put 1 in your hand, 1 in the graveyard, and 1 in the possession area.
Jeez.
Totally super good. If you're playing the possession ruler, you're playing this one just because it gives you another free area to use. And it gives you that a badass God's Art. Because that's free cards for you to use however you want to use it. Because he's all about moving cards from different places to one area to another. And that's literally what she does, is set up those 3 areas.
And we get it, you weebs. This might be your waifu, but you know, still good Moonchild. Next one is Child of the Crimson Wind. It is, of course, a green Moonchild. Rest a recovered magic stone. You produce a red or green. God's Art. Oh my god. Invigoration of the Chaos Moon. Pay 0, recover target J resonator. Hey, that's good. That's a simple, nice, cute one.
She's super good. I don't know how long she's gonna not get banned.
Yeah.
It's
Because when you get one TK, right? Just
a lot of things that recover don't usually last too long in this game from what we've seen. Anything that recovers a thing is not like super like
Yeah. It's like, oh,
its
you can
lifetime
kill this
does
time?
not last super long.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. It's super good. This is really good. It's mostly for the dinosaur girl, which we'll get to her. And this card's kind of nuts in that. Next, our boy Reflect, resident of the Wanderer's Castle. It is tag team with Refrain.
That's
It's
simple
what
as
they
that.
do.
All right. Ruler X Black Cat. So it is a Moonchild, Moon Protection, Bond. So I don't like the fact that it's just named X Area 1. But Shinobi. At the start of the games, well, as the game starts, you gain a Shinobi X area with 1 space, or expand your Shinobi X area of 1 space until end of turn. Rest a recovered magic stone, produce a white or black. God's Art, Messenger of the Cat Moon with 0. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may put one of the face down cards in your Shinobi area. put the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. Just super good. Just immediately be like, I have all the Shinobi cards.
Yeah.
With this one.
Again, if you're playing the Shinobi ruler, you use this as your Moonchild because it's free value.
Yeah, free cards in your hand, technically.
Yeah. Which then the Shinobi ruler is the next one. Hyde, Solitary Assassin. It is the black-white ruler of the set. Moonchild 2 and Shinobi Area 2. As the game starts, you get a Shinobi area of 2 spaces, or expand your Shinobi area by 2 spaces until the end of the game. You may play this. You may play cards from the Shinobi area,
Just like that.
and then pay 1. Put a card from your hand face down into your Shinobi area. So I got to play her in pre-release, and just from playing her in pre-release, I knew that this ruler was going to be one of the best ones in the set because it's nuts. Being able to get a free extra like 3 or 4 cards in a turn is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. Just like those are there forever for you to mess with or play or cast. And then, yeah, like you were talking about before recording, it was like you play this before on tap.
Yeah. And a lot of her stuff just flips to do something. You don't have to play it. You're just like, cool, reveal it, do a thing. And it gets nuts. We'll go over it, why she's one of the better rulers in my opinion.
And it's open-ended for you to do that. Just like, well, go.
Yeah.
Hiiwa, Fossil Girl of the Melted Ice. Okay, at first I thought she was eating her hand, but I digress. Partner 2, Moonchild. At the start of the game, put 4 ice counters on the card. Whenever ice counter is removed from the card, draw a card. And if Kevin doesn't make a deck called Exino Child or Exino Man, I'm going to be sad.
Yeah, but this is my favorite ruler of the set. She's not like one of the better rulers in a lot of people's opinion. I think she's amazing, but I'm also a dinosaur person.
Yeah.
So I love dinosaurs, and I was like,
Straight
dinosaur ruler? Give me that. Let's go. And I really like this ruler a lot. And it's free card draw. Who
That
doesn't
is
like free card draw?
Ridiculous.
Next is Metal Lifeform T2. Moonchild Part 2. Whenever you play an addition that will be added to a J Resonator as it enters the field, draw a card. Trigger this only ability only once per turn. We'll get to why that's cool later on. He is the red blue ruler of this set, and he's pretty nifty in what he does.
Yep. And of course, just hold off your Terminator jokes
Yeah,
as much as you can.
you know, 'cause sometimes you need Terminators.
Yep. Reinhardt, Descendant of the Ethereal King. This art's pretty awesome. Partner 2, Possession as well as like the Shinobi, basically the same thing. Area 2, you start out with 2 possession areas or expand your space by 2. If an ethereal resonator you control would be put in the graveyard from the field, you may put it in your possession area instead. Apply this effect only once per turn. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, he is one of the other rulers I think is probably going to be one of the best because he gets another free area to use. Anytime you get free areas to use, that's free cards. Like, and this is literally you get double use out of your resonator. Because once it dies, it goes to that area instead of your graveyard. So you get extra value. And anything that generates extra value in this game is automatically usually better.
Especially through your graveyard, for sure.
And this is for the samurai people in the weep stick, because our one of our local dudes is all about weep sticks, and he told us that's what this is. He's got a weep stick.
You gotta do it, right?
So, you know, got to. One of the other tag rulers is 9, is how you pronounce it, essentially, and he is tagged with sex. And you may have only cards with total cost, or a total of exactly 9 different card names in your ruler, in your deck. So you have 9 different cards you can play, but you can have multiples of them. So it's a little weird. We'll get to it when we talk about them, but they're really cool the way they tag and do things.
It's kind of weird that happens because, you know, every deck could probably basically be the same.
Yeah.
Almost. And there's sex. Ruler Gears 9 as the tag. Of course, Homeland Solaris. Beginning of the game, you may reveal a Solaris addition to your outside the game, put it in the field. We've done this before. They work.
Yeah. And they bring a new Solaris that's really, really strong, and we'll get to it.
Yep.
All right. We're going to jump into the yellow cards first. So we're mostly going to talk about Hyde first and all the weird stuff that comes with that. First up, Glowing Spider. It is a ninja spider, 4/4 for 1 mana. This card gets +2/+2 for each card in your Shinobi area. And then enter, draw X cards, where X is the number of cards in your Shinobi area.
God.
That's what makes this card nuts, because you're just
super
like,
good.
hey, 1 mana, draw 5. Awesome.
Yeah.
Or draw 3. I don't
And
care.
I'm a 14/14, 12/12, turn
Yeah.
1, whatever.
I'm huge, and I draw free cards.
And it's a ninja spider.
Yeah.
The most dangerous of spiders, if I would say so.
They're stealthy.
Yeah. Kunai Throw. It's a 1 white quick cast. So destroy target rest J Resonator. Of course, flip this face down in your Shinobi area. Face up, rest target J Resonator.
So
Okay, yeah, go
So
ahead.
remember when I talked about cards you can flip in your Shinobi area to do things? That's one of these cards. So this literally is flip face up, tap your dude.
And then you pay 1 to kill it, right?
Yeah, and you can play this, since you're playing hide, you can play it from that area to be like, oh, kill your dude.
That's too much extra.
Yeah,
value.
like I said, she gets so much extra
Yeah.
value because you get 5 free cards in your Shinobi area.
Yes.
You're like, I get a hand to do things with and Shinobi cards.
So play this card.
Cool.
You're going to play this card.
Yeah, because it's a free card to use. Why, like,
Yeah.
if you're playing hide, you're using this card in some form or fashion, some number, because it's free. Like, it's literally just tap your dude. Even if you don't kill a dude with it, free don't hit me.
Yeah.
It's really strong.
Or free turn 1 with my will coin, kill your 1-drop that you need. Just kill.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. It's a ninjutsu, which we'll go over that later, that has a purpose, but it's really strong. Next is L Tracker. He is 2 white, ninja human, 7/7. Enter J-Res ninja control, get +6/+6. Pay white, put this card from your hand face down in your Shinobi area. Target J-Resonator gets +6/+6 till the end of turn. Mastery, you tap R Tracker. So there's another one we'll talk about later that is the opposite of him, but you tap him to play this one, and he gives you +6/+6. The other one is -6/-6.
Oh, nice.
So they do a lot of shenanigans with each other to do kinds of, you could chain them to make things kind of nuts.
So this is kind of meh until you play with the other one. But I haven't seen the other cards. To me, I wouldn't probably not even deal with this.
Yeah, there's a little better other things to use, but this is a cool just pay 1 to put him down, face down, gotcha.
Yeah.
You're like, cool, my dude gets +6/+6, don't kill him. And then I can play him to get free value. So he's kind of a build around, but it depends on if you're using it.
Okay, launch of the Megadu is 1 white, quick cast. It is a contract. So quick cast, choose one, recover a light or win J-Resonator you control, draw a card. You may contract this card with refrain. Just literally, there's no extra stipulation.
Yeah, no, that's the contract. And then it has mastery if you tap refrain to play it.
And you want me to go ahead?
Yeah.
Mover of the Worlds. It's a wonder. So this card has Refrain Resonance Castle, addition to its other names. Remove X magic counters from your J roller you control. Choose one. Play this ability only during your opponent's turn and once per turn. Destroy X target non-magic stone entities. Cancel target spell with the total cost X or less, or just total cost X, and then you gain X life. Choose one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Reflect and Refrain do things with magic counters. And the reason they get to keep all their counters is because this says it keeps its name.
Yeah.
So the more magic counters you stack on them, the better they get. And the reason she's good is she uses all the magic counters on her on your opponent's turn to either kill a thing, gain life, or cancel a spell. I will take all of those for whatever I can.
Yeah, that's so much life that you can gain.
Trust me, I know. I've had to play against someone. One of our locals plays this deck, and it's kind of annoying because you're just like, I want to gain 30 because I can.
Yeah, because I can.
Great.
Or destroy your board. Because
Yeah,
why not?
I mean, it's kind of annoying just to having the ability to just be like, you have to kill me twice.
Yep.
Remember Typhon? These dudes get to do it too. You just gotta have magic counters.
Nice.
Mumu Tribe Straggler.
Again with the Mumu tribe.
It is a white and 3 for a 10/10. You pay 1 less to play this card for each card in an opponent's Shinobi EX area and or possession area. Enter, put up to 2 cards from your opponent's areas into their opponent's graveyard. So if you're playing against those, this is a sideboard card for those rulers. It's still not really that good.
Nope.
You're just gonna have to in my opinion, it's not worth playing because it's just
Sideboard. You have to sideboard.
you have to sideboard it, and if you're really that worried about those cards, then I don't know.
I don't know. Like, maybe a 1-drop 10/10 is pretty good. Because you know they're going to have Shinobi like 3.
I mean,
Sure,
that's cool,
but-
but if you don't hit the right card, they can just tap, kill it. So
Yeah,
you're
it's
kind
true.
of wasting your mana at that point. I don't think she's worth it, but
No.
if you want to use it as a sideboard card, you definitely can.
We will see how strong those 2 decks get. Ninjutsu Meditation, 1 white. So produce 3 wills in any combination. Oh, it's a dark ritual.
Yeah.
White or black. Spin this only to play ninjas or ninjutsu from your Shinobi area. If you played this card from your Shinobi area, draw a card. That's so much value.
Hey, so remember all those cards that are free over there? This card makes them free.
And you
You're
draw a
like,
card.
I
if
get to
it-
play these cards for 1 mana instead of their normal cost. Yeah, and if it's one of the cards, you're like, cool, I get to draw a card too. Great. Card's really good in that deck for doing silly shenanigans from Shinobi area.
ban that card. That's too.
I don't know about ban. It's not that good.
Just like I get 3 mana for 1.
It is pretty good though. Phoenix of Megiddo. It is 3 white for 0/0 with flying and drain. This card gets +4/+4 for each magic counter on J rulers you control. When a J ruler is put into the field by a contract chant you control, you may put this card from your graveyard into the field. Pay a white, discard this card, put a magic counter on a J ruler you control. So remember, Reflect and Refrain do magic counter things?
Yep.
This is their win con. And this gets out of hand quickly. Because you're like, cool, I'll pay 1 white to fuel myself to put a magic counter on contract, put myself into play, and I'm already a 4/4.
Yeah.
On top of however many other magic counters you're already going to get for each one that's a +4. So if you have 5, you're like, this is 20/20 for 3 mana.
Yeah.
Or free.
You just never pay 3 white for this. 3 white.
Yeah.
Always discard it.
And the dumb part is they can, multiple of these can trigger off a contract.
Yeah.
So if you have multiple in the graveyard, you're just like, cool, contract, put 3 of these in play.
And they're huge.
Good luck.
By that time, they are at least 12/12s.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Definitely play it. Rusty Fox. It's a Fox Ninja. Why is he so rusty? Oh, Rusty's Fox. Okay, sorry. 1 will, white, and 1. So you may pay 1 less to play this card from your Shinobi area. Enter, draw a card. You may put a card from your hand face down in your Shinobi area. Awesome. Flip this face down in your Shinobi area. Face up. Yeah, how they word that. This card deals 300 damage multiplied to X target J Resonator, where X is the number of cards in your Shinobi area. This card's good.
Yep.
This card's real good.
Yeah, so if you use the Rusty package, which you probably will, it's one of the better ones in this Shinobi area, I think. This card literally is just like, cool, flip, kill your dude, and I replace it myself when I come into play.
A quick ass, no less. Just 1. Ha! Here's a little fox, and you get to draw a card, and you make something else free for you to mess with.
It's kind of nutty how good all of the Shinobi stuff is.
Yeah.
Definitely, if you're playing Hide, I would definitely think about using this in that deck.
I would.
It just depends on if you want to go the Rusty route or not, but I still think this card's worth playing. Light of Megiddo. It is a white and 2. Quick cast. J Resonators your opponent control must attack this turn if able. Whenever a Resonator attacks this turn, this card deals 2,000 damage minus X damage on it, where X is 5 multiplied by the number of attributes of that Resonator. Mastery Refrain. So you tap Refrain, you can play this card for free, and it literally is, I'm going to kill you, dude. Like, for the most part, it's going to kill every creature that attacks. Because it's 2,000 minus 5 multiplied by the number of attributes. So if it's like a 1 cost attribute, it's 2,000 minus 5, so 1,500. Your 1-drop is not going to survive 1,500.
This card's insanely good.
Yeah. For a normal, this card is powerful.
This is like, you want me, I can wipe your board for free. Tap my dude. All your dudes attack. You're dead.
Hey, you have to attack. Goodbye.
This card's insane.
Kill your things.
And it's a normal.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Definitely one of the best cards in Reflect and Refrain.
Just always play it.
And if you don't mainboard it, sideboard it for sure.
Yeah.
Because it literally just kills pretty much everything.
Yeah, everything. Whistling Summoning. It's a 1 white and 1 quick cast. Put a Resonator with 12 cost 3 or less from your Shinobi area into the... Okay, sure. Flip this card face down, face up. Put target Resonator for 12 cost 1 from the graveyard into your hand.
Hey, remember that spider?
Yeah.
I'm going to flip this and get the spider back so I can put it there later and draw 5 more.
Just, yeah.
Neat. Yeah, again, another card for Hide to just be like, I'm going to do things. And, like, for decks and people that like to dirtle, the Hide deck is your deck, honestly. Because that deck dirtles and does a lot of shenanigans. I'm not saying dirtling's bad. It's just some people like to do that.
So yeah, people like to waste your time and make you quit.
And this deck is one of those dangerous decks. This deck also has a lot of kill spells in it. When we get to the other side of this card of this deck, it's nuts.
And you're literally just making your opponent guess what you're gonna do, and then you're like, my turn? Cool, here's all the things before I untap.
But yeah, you get 10 cards.
Yeah.
Wings of Refrain. It is 1 white chant, quick cast. This turn, cards in your hand cannot be discarded by spells or abilities, and Resonators you control cannot be banished by spells or abilities your opponent controls. Draw a card. If the combined number of magic counters on J Resonators you control, or J Rulers you control is 7 or more, prevent all damage will be dealt to you this turn. You cannot lose the game till end of turn. This is definitely a sideboard card, if nothing else.
Yes.
I don't know if it's worth playing main board, but sideboard for sure. Because you're just like, hey, cool. No. If you know you're running into like discard heavy or like creature heavy, then you want to have this because you're just like, oh, you're going to kill me in 1 turn? No. I have 7 counters. I don't lose the game.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's a sideboard for sure. And looks like they are the control deck, of course,
Mhm.
because why not? We have a young wizard. It was 1 white, enter, put a magic counter on J roller control, tap, produce a white. It's a 2/2. I don't care for this card.
This is literally a mana dork, though.
But it is a mana dork again.
Because he is a young wizard. He's a mana dork, literally. Like, legitimately the best thing in everything.
Okay, probably play him for that reason only.
Yeah, yeah. But no, yeah, free mana dude's really good. And if you're playing them, they're really, it's okay to use. I don't know if he's super worth it. Because he's only a 2/2, he dies to like everything.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets looked at wrong, he probably dies.
You'll see in the Dino deck. Like,
yeah.
This guy doesn't get nommed.
He's cool. I just don't know if he's worth it. And then with that, we're going to jump into the red. So, first red card we have Ice Melter Dinosaur. It is a red and 1 for 7/7. This card gains swiftness as long as there are no ice counters on a ruler named Killua. And then enter, you may remove an ice counter from a J ruler you control. If you do, this card deals 700 damage to target player or J Resonator.
Great.
Super, super good.
Yes.
Just because you're like, hey, cool, I don't have to hit you, I don't have to attack you to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to remove a counter, shoot you in the face.
Die.
Great. Definitely worth looking into if you're playing dinosaurs.
For sure.
Unfortunately, though, there is only like X amount of dinosaurs that she can really play. So it's kind of like you kind of have to use it. It is what it is.
Yeah, not too much. All right. Malaria Metalworking Researcher is 2 red human. This card cannot be canceled, so that's nice. It's 7/7. Spells you control and activated abilities you control cannot be canceled. Just play her. I don't even need to read the rest. Well, if you do, if you control a public zone and or revealed outside the game a combined number of 7 or more metal life forms with different names, you may search your deck for a fire or water chant. Will total cost 2 or less, and then play it without paying its cost. If you do, shuffle your deck. This card is great. It's super good.
I will say this card is definitely needed,
Mm-hmm.
but don't put all your eggs in one basket on this card.
Don't rely. It's gonna die.
This card can still get killed just as easily as everything else.
Yeah.
Because it has no protection of itself other than it can't be canceled. That's it. That's its only protection it has. So it's definitely worth it because it makes them have to answer it. But if they don't, then you start to win because you're like, don't cancel my stuff.
Yep.
But it's still worth trying. And if nothing else, sideboard it for sure. Because you can definitely be like, oh, I'm playing against counter.
Yeah.
No.
Probably 2 main board, 2 sideboard.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Metal Gun Solid. 2 red chant. You pay 1 red to play this card less for each card named Rare Metal in your removed area. This card deals damage to each J Resonator your opponent controls equal to the defense of that J Resonator minus 100. I don't like this card at all.
No.
Like, I thought it was cool, but it doesn't actually kill anything. So it puts them all at 1, which is kind of meh. I mean, if you chain it with another card that can do damage over like the board, it's cool. But if you're playing this card for itself, don't
do it.
I don't think it's worth it if you're playing the Metal Lifeform deck.
Although it's just hilarious to think of just the form of it turning into a gun.
Mm-hmm.
But besides, yeah, don't play that. Metal Lifeform Hawk. 1 red. Pierce 4/4. That's pretty good. Fusion. Metal Lifeform. Okay, here we go. Let's go. As you play this card, you may target a Metal Lifeform J Resonator. If you do, this card becomes an addition, and after resolving, enters the field as an addition to the chosen target. As long as the chosen target is a J Resonator, it gains plus X plus Y, which is the attack and defense, and all non-fusion abilities of this card, where X is the attack of this card, blah, blah, blah. Yes. So basically, it just attaches to another life form because they're metal forms, so they just mold into each other, and they get all the abilities on top of each other.
Yeah. So what this means is it gets +4/+4 in Pierce.
Yeah,
it gets
pretty
the
much.
Pierce ability. And you also get to draw a card if you're playing this with the T2, because his ability on the front side says if you play a dude that turns into an addition, then he draws a card. If it like puts it onto it, you don't get any free card draw. But if you play him and do that, then you get 1.
And it's weird that it has Pierce and not flying, but wings.
You know, Force of Will.
Force of Will,
and
yeah.
Curse, where if it flies, it doesn't fly.
That's correct.
Sorry, if it has wings, it usually doesn't fly.
I thought this wolf was gonna have fly.
1 red Metal Lifeform Wolf. It is 4/4 Metal Lifeform, does the same thing, and it gains Swiftness.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to gain Swiftness, but I mean, they had to do it, so that way he's not just outclassed.
Yeah.
But it does the same thing as the bird, just gains Swiftness. So if you're playing T2, you're running this dude in some form or fashion, some number.
The next one is Monster Hunter. It's 1 red and 2 quick cast. Choose a race. This card deals 2,000 damage to target J Resonator of a chosen race.
2 J Resonators.
2 J Resonators. Oh, so yeah, if they're fighting a bunch of metal life forms, you're like, metal life forms. This card's kind of good.
I hate this card. I don't think this card's worth it at all because it costs 3 mana.
Honestly, yes, because everything. But it wipes the board.
No, it wipes a race.
Race board, yeah.
So if you're playing like multiple creatures of different things, then it does nothing.
Yeah.
And right now there's a lot of different stuff on everywhere.
Limited, pretty good. But yes, actual normal, don't play it.
Like maybe sideboard, maybe. But I still don't think it's worth it. I really don't.
Who's gonna play a Chamimi tribe?
Yeah.
And you're like, Chamimis.
No bite, no fight is 1 red. Chant, quick cast, choose 1, remove an ice counter from J Ruler control if you do draw a card, and then you may produce 3 wheels in any attribute of red or green. Choose this option only if there's no ice counters on Kahlua. This allows you to play that card for free or for 1 mana, but there's so much better you can do with that 3 mana in my opinion. And if you're playing this card, you're mostly going to do this to draw 2 cards, because when you remove an ice counter from Homegirl, she draws a card herself, and this would draw you a card. So you literally like pay 1, draw 2.
Pretty good. That's what any red deck ever wanted.
Yeah, and if you have no counters, then you're like, cool, pay 1, let's play big dudes.
Yeah, and the fact that it's quick cast, it really works. So Permafrost Monster, this card looks awesome. It's 4 red, Cthulhu, Swiftness, Precision, Pierce, 12/4. You may pay 3 red less to play this card if there are 1 or more ice counters removed from a J Ruler you control this turn. Discard this card, put an ice counter on a J Ruler you control. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you're playing Kahlua, you have to have this card in the deck.
Yes.
4 of them. Regardless of what you want to play or not, you have to have this card. For 2 reasons. A, it gets there. It's a 12/4 for 1 mana.
Done.
Because you're going to remove an ice counter at some point in time to be like, pay this dude for 1, take your 12.
Go.
Bow. Or you discard this dude to put ice counters back on to do things later, which is actually a lot more useful than you think it is, because once you remove the 4 counters, you're kind of at like, some of my cards in my hand don't do anything.
Yeah. And you got to find that contract to get there.
But this allows you to put ice counters back on, which is actually really, really nice. But yeah, playing Kahlua, playing this dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Next is Rare Metal. 1 red, 4/4. Metal life form, has fusion metal life form and gains barrier. And then pay 1 red, remove this card from your hand and from the game. You may search your deck for a card named Metal Gun Solid or a card named Metal Shield Solid. Reveal it and put it in your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck.
Oh wait, this doesn't have the
No, you definitely want to use this. No, it does. You definitely play this card as your thing, because this is one of the first cards you go get, because it gives you barrier.
Yeah.
It gives your dude barrier to be like, hey, don't target me.
+4/+4 barrier? Yes, please.
Yeah. And you can go get Metal Shield Solid or Metal Gun Solid, which I mean, I guess you could run 1 Metal Gun, but I don't think Metal Gun's worth it.
Yeah.
I don't think so far.
I agree. Rushing Dinosaur, 1 red. Swiftness, 4/4. This card cannot be attacked or blocked by Resonators with total cost 1 or less. Whenever this card attacks, deals 200 damage to your opponent and each J Resonator they control. Super good.
Yeah. Might be one of my new favorite 1-drops. Yep, just know that.
It deals 6 damage and it kills that little... See, this dinosaur grabs a little wizard.
Yes.
Nom.
No.
Just dead. You're dead.
And you know what makes this card even stupider? Green Moonchild, because you're like, untap it, swing again, deal another 2 damage to the board, because I can.
Another 6 to the face.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts how strong Rushing Dinosaur is. Again, you're playing Kahlua, you're playing this.
Do it.
You could also play this in Metal Lifeform, dude, just because it doesn't require anything to do that.
Yep.
So this and Metal Gun Solid is good, because this allows you to do that, but that's still a 2-for-1. It's kind of not worth it, but it is still worth it in the same regard.
And you can also play it in Dust Girl, which I might, because it's a dinosaur that can chunk at people.
And with that, we're going to go into blue now. All right, first up, we got Dexy's Advice. It is 2 blue and 1. You may search your deck for any number of Resonators with a combined cost 3 or less that don't share a name, put them in the field. And then Awakening, rest a recovered card named Aristella, the Twin Prince. You may play this. You may also search your deck for a light or water chant with total cost 2 or less and put it into the play as well. So this is a new card that helps support the old rulers, which is really, really cool. And it can also be used for the new dudes. Definitely playing if you're playing Aristella. I don't know if it's super worth it if you're playing Dexia though. Like if you're playing Reinhardt, it's cool, but it's not as cool as it is with Aristella.
Yeah, because with the awakening cost, you can have like 5 1-drops if need be.
Yeah,
And
kind of nutty.
it's pretty good. Ethereal Defense Trooper. I like this art. It's a 1 blue, ethereal 4/4. If damage would be dealt to you, prevent 400 damage as long as this card is in your possession area. When this card leaves the field, draw a card. Yeah, I would play this. Because if you have 4 of them in your thing, that's 12 damage you're always preventing.
I wouldn't want 4 there.
No, you wouldn't want 4.
There's better stuff, but
yeah,
having one of these is pretty nuts just because you're like, prevent damage, because it can. But yeah, remember how I said that these 2 rulers get 5 extra cards? This is, or like 3 or 4 extra cards. Whatever. They get extra free cards. This alone makes this stupid because when you play it, you're like, cool, it dies, I draw a card because it left the field, and then it goes into my possession area, and I get to prevent damage.
it's all damage, not it's burn damage. It's just, yeah, it's pretty good.
Kind of nutty.
Kind of good.
Ethereal Hymn is 1 blue, quick chant, has additional cost to play this card, banish an Ethereal Resonator, draw 2 cards, and you may put an Ethereal from total cost 1 or less from your hand into the field. So again, you're setting up your possession area because when all those dudes die, they go into your possession area instead. And Reinhardt gets to do all the free stuff with ethereal stuff.
Helps you set up. I would play it with a deck so far.
Yeah, I would play it. I wouldn't run more than like 2 of because it's not like super good.
That's true.
If you have top deck it, dude.
Yeah.
But it is really cool.
Ethereal Researcher, 1 blue and 1. Your opponent pays 1 more to play the chance during your turn as long as it's in your possession area. When this card leaves the field, return target resonator your opponent controls to its owner's hand. That's fair. I don't know if 2 is worth it at the moment. We'll have to see the rest of the cards.
I think it's cool. Yeah, like I don't know how good it is. I think you run it because it's an ethereal dude. That if you get extra value out of it, it makes chance harder.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a contract? That's more difficult. Thanks. And then again, everything that leaves the field gets an extra ability. So like, you get like triple value out of these dudes if you think about it. Because when they come into play, they do whatever they're doing in play. Then when they're in the possession area, they do something else. And when they die, they do something else. Which is nuts. Metal Lifeform Mermaid is 1 blue and 1 for Metal Lifeform 6/6 fusion. Enter, put target non-magic stone, non-J ruler entity on the bottom of the owner's deck.
That's really good. Also, if it's on the bottom, I don't know, I have to say this, but Mermaid's thick.
Yeah.
With like 4 C's. That's ridiculous.
It is really strong though. Just to be like, hey, put that dude away.
Yeah, and attach it to your 1-drop that has barrier. Now it's a 10/10 with barrier. Pretty good.
Kind of nuts.
Kind of good. Metal Lifeform Rabbit. This art is badass. So 1 blue,
Yeah, I don't know how the rabbit has flying, but it does.
I don't. Is the rabbit different in Japan? Or they just fly at you like Monty Python and the Holy Grail? But anyways, it's flying. Metal Lifeform 4/4.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
So you're playing rabbit to get flying, not the bird that has flying. Yeah,
I can see rabbits have pierce. They got teeth.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they switched those, but hey, it's whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Metal Lifeform School of Fish. There's 1 blue, 4/4, gains precision and fusion. So 4/4 precision. Pretty good. Again, if you're playing Metal Lifeform dude, you're playing at least 1 of each of these dudes, if not more. I don't know the full correct ratios, but you're playing T2, you're playing all the Metal Lifeform dudes.
Or the barrier, and then everything else is mixed. That's all you need.
Everything else you can decide when you get there.
Oh yeah, Metal Shield Solid. Here's the other one. 2 blue, quick cast. You can pay 1 blue less to play this card for each named rare metal in your removed area. Entities you control gain Eternal. Until your turn, draw a card, and then J Resonance you control gain whenever this card blocks, recover it until in a turn. This card is amazing and beautiful and badass.
This is a cardinal card all the way through.
I draw a card and you can't get through because I'm just going to block because I have Eternal.
Yeah.
Suck it.
It is a card that T2 needed because his whole game plan is to make one dude big.
Yeah.
Usually himself. And then this allows him to not get overwhelmed by going wide strategies because he can just be like, block, 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 block.
Yeah.
So it is really cool, and it's cool that they put that in there to make him be able to just be a one of.
Yeah. Or even if you have 1 or 2 things and this blocks for the turn for you to survive for next turn.
Yeah, and you're definitely running like 2 or 3 of these because that way you get it. We always have a chance to get it.
Oh yeah.
Reforming Body is a blue and 2 chant quick cast. Prevent the next damage will be dealt to target J Resonator this turn. If you do, put X1 counters on it, where X is equal to the damage prevented this way divided by 100. And then Mastery Tap Metal Life Form 2/2, and then play it for free. It's a cool card.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's used. If you do, it's only like a 1 or 2 of in the
Yeah.
deck because it's not like super game changing, but it is helpful. So I'm not sure where this card sits yet. I'm not going to say it's not playable because it is still playable because it's free, but it's not like the be all end all.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of just meh altogether.
Yeah. So if anything, sideboard. If not, if you don't play it.
Waterfront Demon. Awesome art. 1 blue demon, 4/4 flying. Banish a Resonator, put 2 1/1 counters on this card. And if you banish the Ethereal, this way put 4 1/1 counters on this card instead. Banish the Ethereal Resonator, put this card from the graveyard onto the field. This card's amazing.
Yeah. So you remember how Reinhardt does things with dudes dying?
Yeah. You want them to die every time?
This dude's insane.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna second dude do things, and it's ethereal. I get bigger,
Yeah.
and when you kill me, I get to play myself for free.
Yep.
Solid. Like
8/8 flying at the least before they kill it, because they're gonna have to kill this card. Because
Yeah.
it's gonna be amazing.
And the stupidest part is some of the little ethereal dudes can do things like discard. So when they die, this guy allows you to do this an instant. So you're like, cool, you drew,
Discard.
discard it. So,
Or untap.
you know, Electo got banned for that. So as long as, you know, that other card's not super strong, be careful.
It is-
This dude's still good.
Yeah, very good. Play them.
Dude's so strong. Next up is green. First card we got is Disrupting Shout. It is 1 green, chant, quick cast. Choose one. Return target resonator total cost 1 or less to its owner's hand. If you control the chosen target, draw a card. And then remove an ice counter from your J ruler control. If you do, cancel target spell, activate, or automatic ability your opponent controls unless they pay 1.
Yes.
This card is definitely usable in Killua. I think it's like a 3 of, because you already have enough ways to remove ice counters. You don't want to go too crazy on it, but it does give you control for that deck. And another fun use of this card is to be like, swing Raptor, take your 2, bounce it, play Raptor, swing, take your 2.
Yep. And draw a card.
Yeah, it's kind of silly if you do it that way. But definitely use this if you're playing Killua.
So Dragon of Migago. Whatever. Sorry, 3 green dragon. Pretty cool, flying 9/9. Put the top card of Magic Stone in the deck and the field rested. Pay 2, destroy this card, destroy target addition. If you destroyed an addition you control this way, you may put this card from the graveyard into the field. Weird. I don't know if this is worth it or good or at all.
It's neat. I don't know how strong it's useful though. Like I don't know if it's super worth it for him.
It seems like too much for some weird reason. And if you're paying 3 to put a Magic Stone in the field of the deck, then why?
There's cards right now that cost 2 that do it, and they're a little
Yeah.
better. So
And they get bigger per stone, you know?
Yeah. Next up is Gas, Gas, Gas. So it is 1 green, chant, quick cast. J resonators get +4/+4 in Pierce, +8/+8 in Pierce and Precision, or +12/+12 Swiftness, Pierce, Precision. They each go off of how many counters have been removed this turn. So the first one triggers on 1, the second one triggers on 2, the third one triggers on 3 or more. This card's really strong, and the way that I found that Killua gets played is very similar to how Lycaon was played, where you do everything before you untap. But that raises a problem, because if you're playing against a White Moonchild, they can be like, you don't get more spells this turn,
Yeah.
so get wrecked. But if you do it right, you're like, cool, remove ice counters before I untap. So that triggers your 3 remove this turn. So you're like, all my dudes get +12. Let's go.
Kind of weird. It's a super rare. It's just kind of meh, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's cool, but I've originally had it a lot of, but I don't like it at a lot of because it requires having creatures in play.
Or a lot of will.
Yeah, and it's just very difficult to make sure you have a lot of creatures in play in the format right now because there's a lot of kill spells.
Yeah, all the time.
And Hide is literally like, I'm going to kill every dude you play because
Yeah.
that's what I can do.
Ice Keeper Dinosaur. He's so happy. It's 1 white or 1 green and 1. Discard this card, put an ice counter on your J ruler you control. It's a 7/7. Just in case you need to combo stuff off. I don't know. Depending how it runs, I wouldn't run this, but how would you?
He's neat. He's another way to do free ice counters back on your ruler, which is cool, but he does get in the way of another card we'll go over later, which is why I'm not a huge fan of him, but he's not... Don't overlook him. If you don't do the thing that I'm talking about later when we get to it, then he's definitely worth playing because he's free ice counters, but he is what he is. He's just a big dude. Just a bow.
He's a big old boy.
Interfering with the Cocoon is 1 green chant, quick cast. Draw a card. If the combined number of magic counters on J-Rulers you control is 7 or more, recover all magic stones you control. Neat.
Oh, cute.
I don't know how strong that is or if it's even worth it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's cool, but if you're like, you can do a lot more with stuff, I think.
And who knows if you're going to even get to 7.
It is kind of a lot.
Yeah, it seems very much so in this fast-paced type of wonder life, you know? Magical Power of Piggy Bank. Yay, super cute. It's 1 green addition. Tap, put a magic counter on this card. Remove all magic counters from this card. Banish this card, put X magic counters on J-Ruler you control, where X is the number of magic counters. Remove this way. And this card deals 500 damage multiplied by X to target J-Resonator. It's okay, but I don't know.
It's used in that deck, because this is free kill spell for that deck.
About to say, like, even if you top decked it, put it on the field, tap it for 1, and killed a 4/4 or a 5/5, could be good.
Yeah, no, I think this card is definitely usable in Reflect and Refrain in some form. Maybe not like crazy, but it does help you get magic counters, and it acts as a form of kill spell.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, is that if you have, like, an addition that does something like this, your opponent has to respect it. Because if they don't, they just get wiped out by it.
Yeah.
If this thing has 3 counters, it's killing almost anything that gets played.
Carry on, right?
Like,
15,
it's
15?
literally just killing everything that gets played with 3 counters.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I'll just sit this there, and I don't really... If you don't need this magic counters, you're like, cool, I don't care. And then once you get them, you contract, and you can gain 1,500 back or whatever. It's nuts. Memory of Worlds is the green contract for Reflect. Has Mastery, a quick cast. Choose 1. Remove target spell from the game. Its owner may play it from the removed area. Remove target spell that was not played from a hand from the game. If you do, you may contract this card with Reflect in it. So this card's really fun. It's the contract for him, and you have to counter something that wasn't played from a hand.
Which is very hard.
It can be, but if you set your sideboard up correctly, it's pretty easy, because there's a couple cards that play themselves for 1 mana that you can literally counter them.
Yeah, because you can counter your own stuff. Always remember that.
Or you can counter your own bird. Not your bird, but there's another card you can play that we can counter later, which we'll get to. Recorder of Worlds. He is an 8/8. This card is also Reflect in addition to its other names. Put a magic counter on J-Ruler you control, choose 1. Play this ability only during your turn and only once per turn. Target J-Resonator gets +6/+6 Eternal and Barrier. Draw a card or recover target entity.
So not as cool as the other one.
Yeah, but this one's used for your turn.
Yeah.
So you're like, cool, put more counters on her to do things on your turn. Or I can do things on this. So it's pretty nice just to be like, hey, let's do things.
Yeah, and the fact that you can just recover target entity also helps.
Yeah.
All right, Unleashing Magical Powers. 3 green chant. Quick cast. If there are 1 or more magic counters in J-Ruler you control, choose 1, then choose up to X times, where X is the combined number of magic counters on J-Rulers you control. Counter or cancel target spell or activated or automatic ability. Put 2/1 counters on target J-Resonator. Recover a magic stone you control. Destroy target non-magic stone, non-J-Ruler, J-Resonator entity.
This card's awesome.
Yeah.
No, this card's so awesome.
So awesome.
So the reason this card is awesome is if you have 5 magic counters, I'm going to counter your spell, untap 3 stones, and get
Again.
4 counters.
Okay, yeah.
Because for each number of magic counters, you get extra abilities. And you can choose the same ability more than once.
Yeah, that's the best part.
If you're like, counter that spell, get a boatload of 1/1 counters.
Destroy all your additions if need be, or untap my mana again.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It could be a free counter spell.
So yeah, if you get 5 magic counters, it's that many -1. So you're like, I don't care. I will get free abilities.
Yeah.
Sure, it costs 3 mana, so it's a little iffy, but if you can untap the same amount of mana, it's literally free.
Okay, yeah, it's good. It's great.
It's not like super powerful, but I think it's worth playing in Reflect and Refrain because you're already doing magic counter stuff, and it's free.
You're already holding back for
Yeah.
sure.
You're playing control. You're already having to wait to see what they do. This is the card, Weathered Golem. He has 2 green for a 6/6. This card enters the field rested. You may play this card from your graveyard without paying its cost as long as there are 1 or more magic counters on a J rule you control. You may not play more than 1 of these a turn. So you're like, cool, play this, counter him with my own contract because I can play him next turn and get to contract. So this is the card that you're going to definitely run with those rulers, so that way it's literally free. Or you can use Rogue Spectator in your sideboard if you have the red mana to just be like, hey, cool, play him, counter him. Neat.
Simple.
Any number of cards say play from outside the game or do whatever. So there's a lot of cards you can do stuff with to let you counter for free. He is one of those cards that's really, really sweet.
Wind Chaser Dinosaurs. 1 green dinosaur, 4/4. This card gains +6/+6 as long as there's no ice counters on the ruler. You control, enter, remove an ice counter from J ruler you control. If you do, recover target dinosaur resonator and gains flying until end of turn. I would play this. Yeah, simple as that.
I originally had it, but I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
While playing through it?
No, because you're already removing enough ice counters. By the time you play something, you've already removed 3 ice counters, most likely.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not useful. Because for the same amount of removing counters from things, I would just rather have the other dinosaur that gets swiftness and is just like, I will kill you. Yes, this is a 10/10 for 1 that can potentially untap a dude, but I don't think it's worth it because you have to remove another ice counter. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying he's not useful. I just don't like him personally.
Yeah.
Windia, member of the 12 Sacred Knights. It is 2 green human, 12 Sacred Knight, 6/7. In my opinion, this is one of the best cards in the entire set. Quick cast, whenever this card deals damage, prevent all damage that will be dealt to by the J Resonator dealt damage this way until the end of turn. Pay 0, this card deals 200 damage to target J Resonator, play this ability only once per turn. Pay 0, return this card to its owner's hand.
Huge.
This card's insane.
You can't kill it.
No, you can one-shot it, but if you attack it and it dies before they bounce it, like if they have to block with it, it dies. But if they've already used the 0 ability, sorry, let me refrain that. If they just pay 0 and be like, your dude doesn't do damage because take 2. But the stupid part of this card is because the way it words, if you have a lot of open mana, you're like, cool, pay 2, play this, ping your dude for 2. It doesn't do damage. Pay 0, return it, play it again, it's a new card. Ping that dude for 2. Because it's considered a new card, so you're like, as much mana as I have, I can do this multiple times.
Yeah.
/ just be able to ping your dudes on each turn. The ability of this card to just say no is kind of ridiculous.
It is. It's really, really damn good.
Yeah, I definitely think this is one of the strongest cards in this set. I don't know, like it's really good in Reflect and Refrain because you're already playing reactively to what they're doing, but I don't know what other decks it's run in.
And that will go into the darkness. The first darkness card we have is 1 darkness, Dexia's Ethereal Sword. Choose one. You may put Ethereal Counter or Resonator from your hand in the field, then banish it. If you do, your opponent banishes a Resonator. That's awesome. Put an Ethereal Resonator from your graveyard into your possession area. Draw a card. These are both great choices. All 4 of these cards.
Yeah, both are really strong because you get, like we said, extra value on putting a dude into play, it dying, your opponent losing a creature, and then whatever else happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nuts strong. Card is super worth playing if you're playing Dexia and Reinhardt.
Do it.
Entangling Web. It is 2 black, chant, quick cast, and you may play this card for Shinobi area without paying its cost if an opponent produced will from a non-magic stone, non-ruler source this turn. Destroy all J Resonators and enter the field this turn. So remember how they have 5 cards just to have over there? This is one of them that you're like, cool, I'm going to leave it sit there. Oh, you played that without paying for it? With will produced elsewhere? This is free. Kill all your dudes that came into play. Cool.
It's a really good counter. I don't know if anyone actually plays the Cthulhu deck. But yeah, you produce all those Cthulhus, just kill them.
Yeah. Yeah, you made a lot of dudes this one turn. They're all dead.
They're dead. Thanks.
Good luck.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Entangling Web is definitely one of those cards that you want to run. It's not like a 4 of.
No.
It's not that good, but it's still really, really good.
Ethereal Attack. 2 darkness chant. You may put a Resonator from your possession area into your graveyard rather than pay this card's cost. Destroy target J Resonator. Ooh. free kill? Yes. Yes, you will do this.
Yeah, free kill spell is free. Sweet. All you gotta do is lose a dude from your possession area. I mean, sure, you lose that
That bonus.
for that little bit, but you're gonna replace it. So it's, to me, it's worth it because you're getting free value.
Very much worth it.
Ethereal Dog. He is 1 black for a 4/4. Whenever J Resonator deals damage to you while this card is in your possession area, you may put this card from possession area into the graveyard. If you do, destroy that Resonator.
Oh my god.
When this card leaves the field, put the top 2 cards of your deck into your graveyard. So this dude literally helps fill everything with your deck up, so you get more cards in your graveyard to do stuff with Reinhardt's ability. And he just is really good to kill dudes.
Yep.
He's just a spot removal. Boop.
You hit me with that thing I don't want you to hit me with again, it's dead.
Yeah, and it's a you may, so you can just leave this dude there if you're like...
They'd be like, does he have the dog? And you're like, no, I don't think so. Oh, I already got the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, oh, you hit me with something big, now it dies.
Ethereal Princess. Oh, wait, is this you or me?
It's you.
Okay. It's a 1 darkness. Everything's pretty cheap. This card gains +2/+2 for each Ethereal J Resonator you control in the field and in your possession area. Jeez. Pay 0. This card deals 200 damage to target player or J Resonator. Play this ability only once per turn. When this card leaves the field, your opponent discards a card. Yes to everything about this card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember the blue SR that banishes a dude? This is the card you use to banish.
Yeah.
You're like, cool, discard a card. Neat. And it just gets bigger for each card everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Cool. And +2 for each dude in play and in possession area. Let's go.
0, just 200 free damage, I guess. Just why not?
Mm-hmm.
Only once per turn, but you can do it on their turn too.
Yeah, it's free damage. Free damage is free damage.
Free damage.
Ethereal Witch. It is 1 black and 1 for 6/7 with Bane. Ethereal's J Resonators you control gain Bane as long as this card is in your possession area.
Gross.
When this card leaves the field, your opponent banishes a Resonator.
Yes, this card's great.
Yeah, definitely really, really cool. It's a cool way to give you Bane. If you don't want to use this to have Bane, you can also use VIP seats in this deck.
Yeah.
Just because that would free up another spot in your possession area for something else.
Messenger from the Pyramida of the Dead. It's 1 darkness. This is awesome art. Enter, you may put a card from your graveyard into your possession area face down. Or, face down into your Shinobi area. Oh, it says or. Sorry, I read it and it didn't click. Well, 4/4, that just helps you in both things?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's helpful for either deck. It's up to you if you want to play this card. It's not like major. It's not a needed card for either one. But if you want to set up certain cards, you can.
Maybe more in the possession than Shinobi. But yeah, it depends how well you think the rest of the deck just flows anyway.
Mm-hmm. Next is R Tracker. He's 2 black, 7/7. J Resonators your opponent control get -6/6. Pay a black, put this card face down. Target dude gets -6/6. Mastery L Tracker. So like I said, you can chain these. So you're like, cool, tap R Tracker, play L Tracker, tap the new one, play the other one, play the other one.
All the fun, yeah.
All my dudes get +12/+12. Your dudes get -12 for -12. And if you do it right, you can also do it on 1 turn. That way, just all of their dudes just get massive. Like if you do it all in your turn, all my dudes get big after they come into play at the end of turn because they're all quick casty silly. Die.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Stealthy Black Widow. There's also another Ninja Spider. 1 darkness, flying. This card gains +2/+2 for each card in your Shinobi. God, enter. You may destroy target Resonator your opponent controls. The total cost X or less, where X is the number of Shinobi area. Yes, just another yes. Play all the Ninja Spiders you need.
Mm-hmm. Because whereas the other one draws you cards, this one kills dudes. Pretty strong to be like 1 black, kill your dude. And it doesn't matter what, it's just equal to the cost.
Yeah.
Cool. The Black Triad is 3 black ninja, 9/9. If your opponent discarded 2 or more cards this turn, this card gains swiftness, precision, and first strike. When this card destroys a J-Res your opponent controls, you may put this card from your from the field face down in your Shinobi area. Pay 1 black, flip this face down, face up. Your opponent discards a card. Pay 3 black, flip this up. Your opponent discards 2 cards, put this card in your Shinobi area into the field. So it's just a cool discard outlet in the deck. If you want to go this route, you can. It's not a major necessity, but if you want that thing, you can do it.
Probably one or two of, but not too much.
Yeah. That is it for darkness. So we're going to jump into the multicolor.
And the first multicolor is Ancient Weapon Fragment. It is a metal life form. It's 1 blue, 1 red. 6/6 flying. You may choose a metal life form, Resonator with Fusion Metal life form in your graveyard move area. It becomes an addition, then put it in the field added to this card. Pretty good. Whenever this card attacks, you may search your deck for a fire or water metal life form and put it in your graveyard. If you do, shuffle your deck, and if you put a metal life form in your graveyard this way, this card deals damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the fire metal life form. If you put a water metal life form into your graveyard this way, draw a card. This is pretty cute and pretty awesome. I like this card a lot.
Yeah, no. Again, it's a metal life form, so you're playing it in T2. It is their Marvel rare because it gives you free value because you get to reattach things and kill dudes or draw cards. All day, every day, it's really, really good.
Just like straight to the face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But know that when you enter on this one, you do not draw cards off of T2 because it is putting it onto it attached already. It's not playing it. Next, we got Death Metal, the Sea of Metal. This is a red and a blue. It's the cocoon. As long as you control exactly 1 J Resonator, it gains Eternal. Enter, draw 2 cards and remove 2 cards from your hand from the game. Produce a red or blue for each metal life form removed this way. Playing T2, you're playing this cocoon.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think 4 is the number. I like 2 of this cocoon, honestly, because if you get it, or 3 maybe, it's really annoying because you're just like, my dude's Eternal. Hyde cries. I'm going to tell you right now, Hyde cries if this card is in play.
Eternal and Barrier. Good luck.
Yeah, because Hyde is all about killing your dudes and targeting your dudes. And Hyde can't do either of those against T2. So know that if you're playing Hyde, you need Addition, Kill.
Addition, Kill, and Banishment.
Yeah.
Dexia, Ethereal Twin Prince. It's a black and a blue. 6/6 quick cast. Dexia's Determination. What the hell is this? As long as this card is on the field or your possession area the first time each turn, an automatic ability with a trigger condition. When this card leaves the field of a ethereal resonator you control that does not share the name with this card would trigger, and it triggers twice instead. Each turn, only the effect of 1 determination ability you control is applied. I wonder if they could have worded that better, but enter, you may put an ethereal resonator from your hand in the field, then banish it, and if you do, draw a card. When this card leaves the field, expand your possession area space until end of the game. That has a lot to happen, but basically you get double triggers.
Yeah.
That's all it really says.
Yeah, you get double death triggers, and it forces a death trigger because it puts a dude into play from your hand.
Yeah. And you draw a card from that and do double death triggers, and your possession area gets bigger. Simple as that.
He is definitely played if you're playing Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Like he is one of the best cards in that deck, to be honest, because he gives you just double triggers.
Done.
Divine Lightning. It is a red and a green. It is the contract for Kilua. Quick cast, chant. Choose one. Target J Resonator loses all abilities until the turn. Then this card deals 800 damage, so it's a Gradius. Target ruler loses all abilities and cannot be contracted, which is awesome.
Oh my god.
If there are no ice counters on this, you may contract with Kilua and then Mastery Kilua. That's what makes this card stupid, is because you're like, tap my ruler,
Your contract doesn't work.
do things.
Yeah.
I can tap my ruler to Gradius or contract, or you don't contract.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. This allows Kilua to get a little more aggressive than the other rulers because she can quote unquote tap out.
Yeah.
Because you get to use all your mana, and from what I've seen play, you are going to use all your mana every turn with that deck, which is kind of dangerous, but this allows you to do that.
Yeah. It's insane. 4 of immediately. Let's do it.
Yeah, this is one of the only contracts I would say 4 of, just because it's literally a counter to theirs. Or you can do it as a quick. The fact that it has quick cast is nuts.
Yeah.
And then you turn into Predator, the 10/10 Swiftness Pierce. Enter, put a dinosaur resonator from your graveyard into the field. It gains at the end of next turn. Its controller banishes it. But if you're contracting with this, you're probably winning.
Yeah.
As long as they don't get rid of your dudes, you get to kill them, most likely. Because hopefully you've not used your Green Moonchild yet, so you're like, cool, 10/10, bring another dinosaur, which we'll go over the big one, and then you untap again and swing again.
Yep. Simple as that.
So just with her and your Green Moonchild, you're already doing 20. Kind of nuts.
Pretty awesome. Speaking of big old dinosaurs, Dreadnought Dinosaur. 2 red, 2 green. This card gains quick cast in all zones until end of turn if one or more ice counters were removed from a J ruler you control this turn. It is a 10/10. You may pay a red or a green less to play this card for each damage J resonator your opponent controls. Enter, destroy all damage J resonators your opponent controls. Of course, this works well with the 1-drop red dude that damages all your enemies.
Yeah, it's definitely cool that way.
It could be free by that point too. Who knows?
It's cool.
It's cool.
It's not like the best thing in the world.
No.
I don't really like cards like this that often. I like the idea of them, but they usually just don't work out that well. Put it that way.
If you have to have a card to worry about other cards, it's probably not the best.
Yeah. Ethereal Lamentations. It is a black and a blue for a chant. As additional cost to play this card, put X cards from your possession area into your graveyard. Choose up to 2. Draw X cards, your opponent discards X cards, or your opponent banishes X resonators. I think this card is really, really strong just because you get free value out of it. Yes, you lose some dudes to do it, but I mean,
who cares?
If you make them discard X cards and they don't have a hand anymore, then you're doing good.
And banish X resonators, like you have no board, no hand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, get on the last one. You know what's really good with that card? Gunmetal.
Yeah, the gun solid.
The
yeah.
gun.
Yeah.
Stupid. Ethereal Vampire. It's how's he gonna bite you? It's a darkness and blue, flying 7/7. J resonators you control gain drain as long as it's in your. Oh my god, yes, in your possession area. When this card leaves the field, it deals 600 damage to your opponent. You gain 600 life. I would play this card 4 of. That's me though. That's what this card says.
Yeah, it's a pretty good card just because it's like, hey, I'm gonna kill you / give my dudes drain.
And you don't even play this card. You literally just put them in from the card effect and kill them with another card effect. And you deal 6, gain 6, and then your dudes have drain. Simple as that.
Pretty hot. Next is Grand Leon, the strongest ancient. He is 4 red and a green for a 15/15. Swiftness, precision, pierce. Whenever your opponent plays a spell total cost 1 or less, this card deals 1,000 damage to your opponent.
Hell yeah.
Hey,
Wanderer.
Yeah. Pay a red, discard this card, remove an ice counter from a J ruler you control, deal 6 to target player or J resonator. Pay a green, discard this card, remove an ice counter, destroy target dude with flying.
Yes.
This dude is awesome. You're playing 4 of this if you're playing Kahlua. You don't have to care if you get this dude in play, because it's just 1 red, deal 6.
Yep. Doesn't matter.
And you do what you need to. It's sorry, 1 red, deal 6, draw a card. Because if you remove an ice counter, you're drawing a card with Kahlua.
This is definitely the opposite of
Garion.
Yeah.
But this card does the same idea as Garion, because if you're playing this card and they play 1-drops, they're dying.
Yeah, they're dead.
Good luck.
Awesome. This card's amazing. Super play it. Awesome.
And again, if you have this and Green Moonchild, the new Green Moonchild, then you win the game. Because you contract, which is 10/10, swing 15, untap 15, swing 15, swing 10.
Yeah. They're dead. If they're alive somehow, whatever.
Yeah. And all your stuff has Pierce, because all the dinosaurs have Pierce, except for like 2.
Amazing.
Nuts.
Iga, Village of Assassins. Darkness and white. Quick cast. Ninjas and ninjutsu in your hand. Graveyard, removed area, and shinobi gain quick cast. Ridiculous. Well, almost everything has quick cast anyway, so. Reveal this card from the hand. If you control a ninja J ruler, you may put this card from your hand in the field. If you do, it gains the next end of turn. Its controller banish it and puts it in the field into the owner's shinobi area. Tap, produce a white or black. Spin this only to play cards from your shinobi area.
This card's really good if you're playing ninjas.
Yep.
Because it gives you free mana to play those cards / gives you a free one. And all your stuff's quick cast.
Yeah.
Neat. Because that's what I want is Rusty's Fox to have quick cast, or any of the stupid other ninjas to have quick cast.
Yeah.
Dumb. Magical Rabbit is a green and a white 2/2 quick cast drain. You pay a green or white less to play this card. The combined number of magic counters on the J ruler is 3 or more, which it probably will be if you're playing Reflect Refrain. This card gets +2/+2 for each magic counter on J rulers you control. Enter, this card deals damage equal to the attacker to target J resonator. I think this card is definitely used in Reflect and Refrain.
Yes, immediately.
Because it's a 1 mana whatever that kills almost anything. Because if you have 1 magic counter, you're dealing 4 damage.
And you gain 4.
Yeah, on top of if you have more than 1, you gain more. And that's what that deck needs is survivability.
And it has one of the cutest little things that says kicking feet flying to the moon. Simple as that.
Yeah.
This card's great.
Yeah, card's
Play it.
awesome.
And it could be free. Mausoleum of the Ruined Nation. This looks exactly like Castle of Beatrice in my head. Darkness and blue. Ethereal J resonators you control gain +2/+2. I love lords. Blue, discard this card, draw a card. Black, discard this card, J resonators your opponent's control -2/-2 in a turn. Banish an Ethereal Resonator, put this card from the graveyard to the field. Great. This card's good. This card's really good.
It's a pretty cool little cocoon lord that sets itself up.
Yep.
I'll play for free.
I'll play a blue, draw a card, play a dude, bring it to the field. Thanks.
Yeah, and kill my resonator to trigger its stuff to put it in possession area.
Yeah.
Do all the shenanigans.
It's so good.
Next is Megiddo, the Artificial Sun. It is a green and a red cocoon. Quick cast. J resonators deal damage by this card. Cannot attack or block until the end of turn. Enter. This card deals 800 damage to each J resonator your opponent controls. Tap, remove an ice counter from a J rule you control. This card deals 800 damage to target J resonator.
Beautiful.
This cocoon's really, really strong for Kahlua because it's quick cast
Potential board wipe.
board wipe / don't do anything.
Yeah.
And past that, it's a targeted don't do anything. Because it's not... So the top part doesn't just trigger on that first turn you play it. It's just J resonator dealt damage by this card cannot attack or block until the end of that turn. So tap, remove an ice counter, deal 8. You're just like, you're 17. Don't... No. Your bird, stay home. Don't care.
This card's good.
Yeah, this card's nuts.
Really good.
It's... I don't know if it's like more than like 2 or 3. Because you have to remove ice counters for it to trigger past the first time. But it is really, really strong for what it does.
Metal Helix, blue and a red chant, quick cast. Search your deck up to 1 fire card and 1 water card with the different names that don't share a name with the cards in your removed area and remove them from the game. And shuffle your deck. This card deals 500 damage multiplied by X to each J resonator your opponent's controls, where X is the number of fire removed cards this way. Draw Y cards, where Y is the number of water cards removed this way.
So the reason it words like that is because you can get a blue-red card and a blue-red card with different names. And then get double triggers.
Here.
But it has to be on things that have not already been removed. So you're not playing a whole lot of this card because your whole deck is about removing stuff.
Yeah.
So know that. Just play like maybe 2.
Yeah, for sure.
It's cool, but it's not like super cool. Metal Lifeform Dragon. He is a 7/7 for 3 mana that gains flying and fusion. And then pay a red and a blue, remove this card from your hand from the game. Rest target entity. It doesn't recover during its next recovery phase. And then this card does 200 damage multiplied by X to your opponent, where X is the number of cards in your opponent's hand. This dragon is really, really strong because it can kill your opponent without having to attack.
Yes.
Slash its a metal life form to help T2 just get bigger.
Yes. This card's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Definitely play this if you're playing T2.
And you just tap their land or stone. That's all you need.
Yeah.
And it doesn't recover. So it slows them down for a turn on turn 2.
Pretty dumb.
Yep. Pretty dumb. I like it. Metamorphosis. 1 blue, 1 red. Is that a bazooka on his...
Yeah.
It's actually a super scope from Super Nintendo. Choose one. Remove the top 3 cards of your deck from the game. You may play these cards from your removed area until end of turn. You may contract this card. You just literally, hey, I want to contract. Let's contract. And it comes to Dendrobium?
Yeah, Dendrobium.
Dendrobium. It's a 13/13. As this card enters the field, you may choose all metal life forms, resonators, fusion life form with different names in the graveyard and or removed area. They become additions. Put them on the field, added to this card, which makes them, as you can see, Voltron plus X. Super.
Yeah, so he's kind of disgusting with all the amount of cards that you already removed to do things. So you're like, my dude's just big.
My dude's big. Especially if you're the only one. He has Eternal, and he might have Barrier for sure. It's just, a lot of things.
Yeah, no. Okay, so the way Dendrobium, I think, works, he's his own one-man army. So the thing is, if you answer that one-man army somehow, he loses.
Yeah,
like that deck just cries. However, to answer that one dude is going to be very difficult. You either have to get under Dendrobium before he gets built up to win, or you're going to have a difficult time because he's just like, I'm big and you can't really answer me because I have Eternal and Barrier. So if you can remove him, cool. But if not, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Good luck.
You're dead.
Yeah. Next is Rocket Dive. By far the coolest art in this entire set.
For sure.
White and a black contract for ninjutsu. Choose one. Your opponent banishes 2 resonators. Expand your shinobi area by 1 space until the end of the game. If you played this card from shinobi area, you may contract this card with hide. This card is super cool. So it gives you a free shinobi area, which is what you're probably going to do. I mean, if you need to kill dudes, you need to kill dudes. But otherwise, you're going to be like, cool, get 2 free more cards. And then it turns into Pink Spider, which is an 8/11. Drain and Bane.
Wow.
You may play cards from your shinobi area. Expand your shinobi area by 1 space until the end of game. Then you may put any number of cards from your hand face down in your shinobi area. Draw X cards, where X is the number of cards put in your shinobi area this way.
Goodness.
Again, this is one of the reasons why I think hide is one of the best rulers of the set.
Yep.
Do I think this card by itself will win you the game? Probably not.
No.
But the amount of things that she sets up is disgusting. Because you're like, cool, I'm going to do this early, put down 3 cards or 4 cards, draw 4.
Yeah.
I now have 8 cards to play with. Thanks.
You're going to just be like flip, kill, free.
You just have an 8/11 Drain Bane.
Drain Bane. You don't mess with that.
Dude, she's so strong. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of nuts. But like I was saying earlier, I've learned from one of our locals that plays Pink Spider, if she plays against Dendrobium, it's really difficult for her because man has Eternal and Barrier.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. You can't target me. Just get wrecked.
You gotta banish those dudes.
Yeah.
That's about
well,
it.
he's a J, so you can't banish a J.
Oh, it says 2 resonators.
Yeah.
Gross.
So like you just have a difficult time against him.
Mm-hmm. Next one is Rusty, Phantom Ninja Genius. 2 white, black, precision. It's a 10/10. Enter. Destroy target J resonator your opponent controls. If you destroyed a resonator that way, you may put in its owner's graveyard into the field under your control. I love that. So, white. Flip this card face down in your shinobi area. Face up, you gain 1,000 life. Draw a card. With black, you face up, destroy target J resonator. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this card's amazing.
So earlier we were talking about Rusty's Fox. If you're playing the Rusty package, which you probably are, 'cause
Yeah.
it's probably the best one. This dude just is nuts.
Great. Yeah.
I've lost to this dude because he killed my big dinosaur and stole it, and I took 15 to the face.
Yeah.
So know that it is a dangerous card to play against when you're just like, dinosaur, kill it.
And late game is exactly what you want to play with this guy. And your fact that you're just like, pay a black, flip it. Now you know I can kill whatever I want. What do you want to play? Because I'm going to take it.
Yeah, or you're like, oh, I need to live early, gain 1,000, draw a card.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't care.
And then I have this showing that you know I can play at some point in time.
Yeah.
It gets kind of silly how nuts he is. Next is Rusty's Claw Technique. It is a black and a white ninjutsu quick cast, destroy target resonator or J resonator or addition. You may flip all face up cards face down and then mastery tap Rusty. So all those cards that you've used once, flip them back down to use them again.
That's silly.
Neat.
While killing something.
Yeah. Cool.
Whatever.
Seems good.
No value lost ever in this deck.
Yeah, no. It's super, super nuts.
Soul Absorption. It's a darkness and blue contract. Quick cast, choose one. J resonators your opponent control, gain -6/-6 on the turn. You may put any number of ethereal resonators from your graveyard into your possession area. If there are 3 or more ethereal resonators in your possession area, you may contract this card, Reinhardt. That seems easy enough.
Yeah.
The Ethereal King. He is basically, well, he's Sephiroth. We'll just go with that. So 4/10, Swiftness, Flying, Bane. When this card attacks, you may put Ethereal Resonator from your possession area into the field. Again, Swiftness until end of turn. When an Ethereal Resonator you control attacks to recover this card. Oh, gross. Gross.
So he kind of can one-shot you if you're not paying attention. / he just gets a whole lot of extra value in contracts. So you're like, put all these dudes there. Do things when they're there. And then contract and swing.
Swing. Yeah, just keep on swinging.
And if any of your dudes die, then they trigger their thing.
It's pretty solid, yeah. It's very solid.
Ethereal King is really strong. I think he's going to be really fun to play against. I've not played against him yet, so I don't know how strong he is. One of our locals is building him, so I'm pretty excited to see that. Next is the Spider Breeding Ninja. It is a white and a black for a 6/7. Enter, put 2 4/4 Darkness Spider Resonators into play.
Okay.
Banish a Spider Resonator. This card does 200 damage to target player or J Resonator. If it does, you gain 200 life.
This is silly. I don't think this card's great because everything else is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's meh. It's cute.
Limited, this card's awesome.
Yeah, limited, it's amazing.
Yeah, this card's awesome and limited because you're like, pay 2 mana, I get 3 dudes.
Especially if you're drafting, you're just like, give me all the spiders.
Yeah. Yeah. Ha.
Pack one, pick one. This one, spiders for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Terror in the Ice. It's a green and red. Quick cast, you may remove up to 2 ice counters from J Ruler you control. Reveal the cards top of your deck until you reveal a dinosaur with the total cost X, where X is the number of ice counters removed this way. Put it in the field and shuffle your the rest of the deck. This card's amazing. Play it every time.
Yeah. So I used to not think this card was good. And then I reread it a couple of times and it says total cost X. Yeah. So there's not X or less, it's just X. And so if you set your deck up correctly or however you want, you can always guarantee a 2-drop. Which is why I chose to only use the 2-drop Ankylosaur that shoots the thing for 7.
Yeah.
So when you're like, remove 2 ice counters, you put him into play, you remove a 3rd ice counter because it's on an inner trigger. So you remove 3 ice counters, draw 3 cards, and shoot your opponent for 7.
Yep, for 2.
Yeah, for 2 mana. And it's quick cast. You do this at the start of your turn before you untap.
Yeah, enjoy that.
And that's 3 counters removed. So if you play gas, then you're just like, cool, we're good, we're big.
We are having it. Turn.
However, don't play 4 of this card because if you have no counters,
yeah,
this card cannot be used.
It's dead.
Like literally cannot be used because you have to remove ice counters to go get anything.
Yeah.
So you have to have ice counters.
Sure, you can remove 0 ice counters, but you don't have a 0 dinosaur. So.
There's not a 0-drop dinosaur, so sorry.
Thanks.
So make sure you have a way to get ice counters. Yep. Next is Wanderer's Castle. It is a green and a white cocoon. If you control a J Ruler, banish this card, enter, draw a card, tap, put a magic counter on a J Ruler you control, mastery, tap both of them, or you tap one or the other, and you can play it for free of the Reflector Refrain. So you play either one, you play this for free, and you put magic counters on your stuff. It's a good way to get magic counters and free card draw.
But it's a cocoon, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Next one is Complete Reflection of the Wanderer Twins. 2 white, 2 green, quick cast, chant. If there are 1 or more magic counters on each J Ruler you control, cancel all spells and activate activate or automatic ability your opponent controls. And if there are 7 or more counters on your J Ruler, then destroy all non-magic stone, non-addition entities your opponent controls. And for mastery, you tap both Reflect and Refrain to do this for free. Which, if you get to that point of 7 somehow that quick, then yeah, play it. I don't know how good it is otherwise, though, honestly.
I think it's like a 2 of, because if you get it, cool, but it still costs 4 mana.
And if you have this and you don't call a stone, they know what's happening.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I mean, in the same regard, you have the other one that lets you untap a dude, so it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a difficult card to play. But if you get it right, then you get to win.
Yeah.
Like for hands down, it gets to kill everything. Wanderer's Magical Storm. A green and a white. Quick cast. You may search your deck for up to 1 light chant. Total cost 1 or less. And 1 wind chant. Total 1 or less. Reveal them and put them in your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck. This card is awesome.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of the art, but this card is amazing in what it does.
Yeah. We had amazing art the last time, and this one's kind of what happened. And this can be played in any Wanderer deck.
Yeah.
And you can get just so much things.
Yeah.
So many things.
You're like, I'm going to go get a Fair Spell and any other white card.
You can do that white card that kills, right?
The one that gives barrier.
Gives
all
barrier.
Kinds of things.
So many things.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So good of a card. Definitely play this card if you're playing white green.
Anything, yeah. With that, we'll go into the colorless. Of course, we have Chromovore Gears. It is a 4-drop gear. 10/10. Precision, you may pay 1 less to play this card for each different attribute among entities your opponent controls. Enter, draw 2 cards. So this can be almost just a 2-drop at least, depending on what they play. But yeah, 2-drop, 10/10 draw cards. So I don't know. It's meh.
I don't think this card's that good because if you're playing the new rulers, you only get 9 cards.
Yeah.
9 different name cards, and this doesn't feel good enough to be one of those 9.
And if you're playing Gears in the other game, I don't know. It doesn't seem great.
Collector Gears. He has 1 mana Gears, barrier, 1/4, tap, produce 1 mana.
Sure.
This dude's really, really cool. Definitely usable in either of the decks. He's really, really strong in Irons.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, oh, I get free mana.
Let's
go.
I need free mana with this.
Yeah.
Death Scythe's Wave of Severing. It's one will. Play this card only if you pay its cost with will produced by Gears entities. So that's gonna suck. Pay any amount of will produced by Gears entities. If you paid one or more will this way, destroy all non-magic stone entities your opponent controls with total cost equal to the number of will paid this way. This is too much setup.
No, it's not. If you're playing the Gears, you're playing all those stones that are all Gears.
Oh, okay. So yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
And the way this card works is the bottom part doesn't have to be paid until resolution. So you pay 1 mana, play it. If they counter it, then cool, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then on resolution, you're like, oh, kill your dudes.
Kill all of it.
Kill what I need to kill. It's kind of disgusting how strong this card is.
It kind of is, yeah.
Gears Recycling. It is 2 mana. Quick cast. There's additional cost to play this card. You may put 2 Gear Resonators from your graveyard on the bottom of the deck in a random order. If you do, copy the spell. Draw a card, produce 1. It's cool. I don't like it a whole lot, but it is really cool for what it can do. Because if you need to recycle, because you're going to only have 9 different cards, so you get free cards back. I think there's better cards than this, honestly, but it is a cool card.
You can just keep doing this for how many gears are in your graveyard, right? Because it says copy this spell. So you copy it, and then you do it again.
No. Because that's a copy. You don't get to play that copy. There's additional cost to play this card. You can do it 1 time.
Oh, okay.
It's not... you don't get to make...
You may
yeah.
put 2 gears in it if you do copy this spell, and then the spell... Oh, as additional cost.
It's a copy.
Okay.
It's not a play. Yeah.
Gotcha. So draw a card, produce 1 will. So not too bad.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not the best thing in the world.
No. Hammer Gears. 1 will, 4/4. Play this card only if you pay its cost with only produced by gear entities. Enter, destroy target resonator with total cost X or less, where X is the number of chosen target attributes. So you just choose 1 and then it kills it?
Yeah, it can kill if 1 drop, but if it's like 2 of the same attribute, it cannot kill it.
Yeah.
It's worded kind of weird, but it's an okay card. I would say sideboard if anything.
Yeah.
It's not really like main boardable in my opinion.
No, not really.
Because there's the other card that literally kills everything for the same amount that you can choose, whatever. Light of Extinction, 3 mana enchant, quick cast. As an additional cost to play this card, you may banish a Gear Resonator. If you do, copy the spell. Remove target Resonator from the game. If this card is played with Mastery of Sex, it is he does not untap, doesn't recover during its next recovery phase. Super good.
Just like, yep, straight up remove.
So you're like, cool, peace out, dude, for free, and I don't untap. That's fine. Whatever.
And banish a gear and then do it again.
Yeah, super street. Like, I like this card a lot just because it's pay 3, remove a dude, or free.
Yeah. Light of the Regeneration is a 3-drop quick cast. As the additional cost to play this card, you may banish a Gear Resonator. If you do, copy the spell. Put target gears from your graveyard into your hand. If this card were played with Mastery, ruler named Neon doesn't recover turns controller's next recovery phase. Yeah, to just tap and bring a dude to your hand, it's pretty good.
Yeah, this is super good because it gets a gears back from your graveyard. And it doesn't have to be a resonator.
Yeah.
It's any gears. So all of your spells that do gears, all those kind of weird things you get back. And you're, like we're saying, you're playing 9 cards. So you have to make sure you have the ability to get certain cards back.
Yeah.
9's returned from its retirement. It is 1 colorless quick cast. You may play this card without paying its cost. If the other one's returned from retirement is played already, but no other card named 9's retirement is played, shuffle any number of target cards from your graveyard into your deck, draw a card. I like this card a whole lot since I played it in the draft, just because it gives you any number of target cards. So you don't have to put all of your graveyard back. You're like, I don't want these trash cards back, but I want these spot removals or these whatever.
Yeah.
My contract, give me all those back. And it puts them all back in there. And it's a quick cast, so it doesn't really hurt you. You can do it at the end of turn and be like, cool, get all these things back and draw a card.
Yeah, and draw a card, done.
Super good.
Painter Gears, it costs 0, it is a 0/1 quick cast. You may put up to 8 copies of this card in your deck. Enter, choose an attribute, target entity or spell gains a chosen attribute until end of turn. It's silly, but if it helps you in any way, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, which we get to the contract, it'll help a lot. Reconnaissance Gears, it is 2 mana, 6/6, quick cast, enter, Choose one. Target J Resonator you control gets +2/+2. You may reveal the gears you own from outside the game and shuffle into your deck. Reveal this card from your hand. If you control a Gears J ruler, put this card into the field. It gains enter, banish this card. So literally, this card helps you just give you more cards to use. But remember when you're doing this, you have to make sure that you desideboard after each game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to make sure each game starts at 9 exact different cards. But you don't have to put them into play, which is kind of cool. It just reveals them. Well, no, you do. But it reveal from outside the game and then shuffle into your deck. So you get the trigger off the reveal and then other things. But the last 2 cards we named, Painter's Gear and Reconnaissance Gears, they are in the combo ban list already. So make sure you check that out before you go building.
Sex Return from Retirement. So 1-drop quick cast. You may search your deck for a card with total 2 or less with no attribute, reveal it and put it in your hand. If you do, shuffle your deck. Super great.
Yeah.
You need this card. 4 of it. Yeah. Why not?
It's a tutor for their contract, and that's really, really strong in this game.
Yep.
Their addition, their Solaris that they bring to the table is the Damascus Moon. It is 1 mana. Additions with 1 or more attribute lose all abilities.
Insane.
Hey, T2. Looking at you, buddy.
Yep.
No.
Good luck.
Sorry, bud. All your little metal lifeform dudes? No.
Your big old dinosaur that has all the 3 things? No. Bye.
Well, no, he's not an addition.
Additions, yeah.
Yeah, it's only additions.
Additions.
Wolfgang has trouble, but he's not totally hurt by this. And then Falchion gets hurt by this a little bit too. But otherwise, this card is super strong.
Yep.
It's just super, super good.
Twin Death Scythe, Severing Scythe. Okay, sure. It's a 2-drop quick cast. Play this card only if you play the cost with will produced by gear entities. Cancel target spell or activated or automatic ability with 1 or more attribute. And if you do, you may contract this card with Sex. If you control the name Death Scythe Charger, you may contract this card with Neon. 9? 9. It is a contract. All right, let's see what happens. Death Scythe Chrono Gear. So it's a 10/10 flying. J-Res enters your opponent's controls, lose all abilities, just everything. This card gains +10/+10 and bury as long as you control 2 cards named Death Scythe. Oh my god. Chrono Gear. 3. Destroy target J-Res area. You can pay 1 less to play this for each card named Death Scythe, so it can potentially just be 1 each time. Only once per turn. Enter. You may search your deck for up to 9 cards, remove them from the game. If you do, shuffle your deck. If you remove cards with a total of 9 different cards, this way you take an extra turn after this one. This ability only triggers if you control 2 cards named Death Scythe Chrono Gear. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
This dude's nuts. So he's very difficult to deal with or to get to, but his payout is really, really worth it. So yes, you have to counter a spell when activated or automatic, but when you get 1, J-Res and your opponent control lose all abilities. So you don't get inner triggers anymore. You don't get things that are there.
You don't get nothing.
If 1's in play, it's already difficult for them to answer him. They have to have a kill spell. But if they do 2 at the same time, which you actually can do, it's pretty stupid. Because I watched it happen. It happened to me this last weekend when me and a friend played. He was just like, counter your spell, cancel that thing. Play 2 of these. I was like, it got really dumb. Because you're just like, they have barrier.
Don't touch them.
And then I pay 1 and kill all your stuff. It's pretty dumb.
Yeah, it's insane.
Definitely, that's how this deck is supposed to win. That's their contract win, because he literally is just like, I'm big.
I'm Big Gundam.
Yep, big angry Gundam with a scythe, and I'll kill you.
Yep.
That is it for the colorless. We're gonna hop into the stones. I'm pretty much just gonna go through those because they're all like the 4 C stones of the colors.
Yep.
The first one we have is the Secret Stone of the Cat Moon, which is the black-white one with 4C1. Secret Stone of the Chaos Moon, which is red-green, 4C1. The Ethereal Moon, which is the blue-black. Mysterious Moon, which is the red-blue. And then Wanderer Moon, which is the white-green. They all have 4C1. They all tap for their respective color. And they're all moon protection.
Now we have so many multicolored stones for every combination you want.
In my honest opinion, if you're not really playing 3 colors, you really should think about it because it's super easy to right now.
Yeah.
And you get so much more value out of that because all of your stones, these are inherently better. Even if you don't play 3 colors, these are inherently better than the Wind Magic Stone.
Yep.
Because this still taps for the green that the Wind Magic Stone taps for, but it allows you to look at the top card. And the more knowledge you get, the better off your game is going to be. So regardless if you play 3 or not, use these over basic stones, unless you need the basic stone for something. It's my honest opinion.
Yeah, they also count as special things, like the other one is a moon protection.
Yeah.
From like even previous decks.
But overall, this set is super fun. It's got a lot of crazy mechanics and a lot of like new things to add to it. I definitely think this set's going to change a lot of what's played right now in the meta and like what does things. Because I think Hyde, like I said, I think Hyde is one of the better rulers, and I think Reinhardt probably is too.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though I really like Dinosaur Girl, I just don't know how strong she is compared to them, honestly. But overall, definitely play this whole format if you're one to play.
Exactly. Be able to have all the extra stuff and for them to fuel them constantly over and over and all the extra benefits, yeah, those will probably go overboard for sure.
Let us know what you think about this set down below, and then we'll see y'all around, guys, and be ready for the new decks coming out soon. Later.
Bye.
Make sure you subscribe to our channel, guys, and hit that like, and then also click that bell so you get all the updates and notifications on our channel. And then send us any comments down below so we make sure we get them.
And just to remind you that we are actually streaming on Twitch now, where we do all our deck brawls and also video game content. And also remind you that we do have a Patreon, and we like to go ahead and thank the Mythic and Above Patreons. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
We love you.
Boom.